Hello and welcome to the first of a series of videos on how to use and get the best out of the 247 time system. We're going to show you throughout the whole of these videos how to log in, change your passwords, how to manage your candidates in respect to all of our clients, and you'll notice there are different videos for each individual client where there is a difference, how to find jobs, how to manage timesheets both from an approver's point of view and an agency's point of view, look at weekly trading, and then understand what the common issues are and what the cures for them actually are. And you can see in the virtual circle there that we've got that basically our system works on a weekly cycle. And it starts off with the client requiring a worker, and you may go and tout your candidate, or equally they may come and ask you for a suitable candidate. If you haven't done already, then what you'll do is you'll complete a candidate profile in 247 time and then assign a candidate to the particular job at the client site, and then the candidate goes away and works on site for the working week. It's the following week where then the activity takes place in terms of the timesheet. So either you as an agency or the client will go and upload hours onto the timesheet. The candidate will approve, and then as a result of that we'll do what's called a consolidation, which then sets a line in the sand in terms of the data for that particular week, and then we'll send a management file which will then go through to the client for pay purposes, and then we start again with another week. Before we go on and look at the system, just something about information governance, because it is an important thing as far as we're concerned, in that first and foremost, usernames and passwords must not be shared. They are individual to you, and we will suspend any users that are found to be in breach of these data protection regulations. So usernames and passwords are individual to you, and it's a bit like sharing your bank card information. You'd never do it, so please don't be tempted to share a password with 247 time. As required, you may be obliged to upload some information about your candidate into 247 time. You'll have already had permission from your candidate to share their data, so you will be required to upload information as is required by each client, and it does vary depending on each client and again within each industry as to what documents are required, so pay particular care to that. We do have information on the support site for every client in terms of what their requirements are for each of the documentations, and you can download blank copies of that documentation from the download page. You'll see as we go through the series of demonstrations that you are capable of downloading at certain points information from 247 time. Where you do that, it is your company's responsibility to make sure that that data does remain secure. And we all hear of stories where people have left memory sticks and CDs on buses and trains, and then as a consequence confidential information has got out into the public domain that has caused an issue. So please make sure that you do keep that information secure, and equally we expect you as a business, just as we do, to comply with the Information Commissioner's Office Data Protection Act. And in that you can only use 247 time if it's for NHS use within the UK, and for any other business it has to be within the EEA. We do not allow use of 247 time outside of those boundaries, and do monitor that accordingly. And just a final reassurance that we don't sell or trade your information. 247 time is a software as a service, and is just a means of conveying information between the agency, the candidate, to the client, and vice versa. So let's have a look then at how to log in. First thing to do is to log in via our URL, which is time2.247time.co.uk, and you can log in on any device that's connected to the internet. And we have people logging in on smartphones, Androids, tablets, iPads, Apple Macs, as well as the traditional PCs and laptops. But just one thing to really be careful about is do keep up to date with your browsers, because as browsers become older they tend to lack the compatibility that our system will have as we keep up to date with any changes with cloud systems. So do make sure you keep up to date with any browser that you wish to use. We use Google Chrome here because we found it's the fastest and the most compatible. If you do need to get hold of us, we do have a support function at 247Time. What we do ask you though to do is, when you do have a query in the first instance, is to email support, and the email for that is support@247time.co.uk. and when you email us in, you'll get a ticket back that says, thank you very much for your inquiry, here is your ticket number. And it's that ticket number that enables us to track any inquiry when you call in, if you have reason to do so. And it's a local rate number, 0333 1014 247, and we basically have a ticket based system because it's quicker for us and equally quicker for you, so that if you have a inquiry that we've resolved 1,000,000 times before, we'll have what's called a snippet that we can send you straight back that enables you to cure whatever that particular issue. And equally, it enables us to triage the most important cases against those that can perhaps wait a little bit longer for us to resolve. So that's the support function. So to log on to 247Time, basically it's a username and a password. And if you haven't got a username or password, you can email to support details of what you require. So basically we'll need your email address, we'll give you a standard password, and then you can log in basically by entering your details here. And you'll find that anything in blue in 247Time is where you click to either enter information or click to retrieve it. So forgotten usernames, forgotten passwords do exactly as they say on the tin. So then click on login, and you come through to what's called the dashboard. Now the dashboard has here, as you can see, the notices section, and this is our means of conveying information that we think is important that you should see. We may equally send this to you direct, but for belt and braces purposes, we'll place it here as well. And you can look at any of the messages here by just clicking on the blue message line, and click older ones by just clicking on the history tab. The top black navigation bar, think of this as the drawers in a filing cabinet. This is where you're going to go to look at information or click to retrieve different parts of the system as required. But the first thing we'll normally ask you to do is to go in and change your password to something that's more memorable to you. And the way you do that is to click on the right hand side under settings, as you can see here. Click on that, and up will comes the settings screen, and you click the password that we've given you once plus the password that you want to use from there on in, and click on modify, and that then becomes your password from there on in. So that's how to basically log on to the system and how to change your password, and then that now ends this first video.